Hi and welcome to Sounds Heavenly. Today we're taking a first look at Beosound Stage, the new soundbar from Bang and Olufsen, which B&O are claiming is their first ever universal soundbar. And we're going to have a look at why this could be the product that transforms B&O's future. So first of all, I've got to say that personally I am really disappointed by the launch of this soundbar. Why? Well, actually not because of anything wrong with the product itself, I must add, but because of the timing. Let me explain. I first saw photos of this product in development back in the spring. And then I had the chance a few weeks ago to handle a plastic mock-up of the cabinet well before the launch was announced. So right from the start I knew a soundbar was coming, and I knew that it was destined to be launched at the IFA trade show in Berlin in September 2019, and that's a show I've long wanted to visit. I've really wanted to get to Berlin as a city for years, wanted to go and see the IFA show and never had a good enough excuse to go until now. So I was poised to book my flights, ready to attend the speaker unveiling at the show and pretend I knew nothing about it beforehand, only to find that the launch announcement came a week early. As I'd already seen it and knew about it in the early stages of design, it seemed a bit pointless really to fly halfway across the continent after the launch had already taken place. So why the sudden change of timing from B&O? Well, I suspect this has got a lot to do with B&O's current poor financial performance, meaning that they need to get their new products to market as soon as possible to keep their shareholders happy. Will a week really make such a difference? Probably not, but then again, this is quite a special product. Let me explain why. Now, Beosound Stage is officially B&O's first universal soundbar intended to work with any brand of TV. But I should note that this isn't strictly true, as their earlier Beolab 7 soundbars can now also be used with any TV. But that's something I will talk about more at the end of the video. Now physically, this is quite a modestly sized speaker. It's heavy, weighing in at 8 kilos, and certainly in terms of length, it's very similar in size to the old Beolab 7.1 speaker. It's 110 centimetres end to end. However, it's deceptively slim. It's only 17 centimetres high and 7 centimetres deep. But inside there is some proper B&O wizardry going on with 11 speaker drivers, each one having its own 50-watt digital amplifier. Now this results in a 3-channel sound system, so you have left, centre and right outputs, and it connects to your TV using the special HDMI ARC socket, and ARC stands for Audio Return Channel. So that's a special HDMI socket that's been added to most new TVs in the last year or so to allow the sound from the TV to be sent out to an external speaker or processor. You will always find that only one of your HDMI sockets on the TV will be an HDMI ARC socket, and it will normally be clearly marked with either HDMI ARC written next to it, or it will be in a different colour from the other sockets. So it's important to make sure that you free up that socket, don't use it for connecting Blu-ray players or satellite dishes. That's the socket you're going to need to connect out to Beosound Stage. So only one socket on the TV will use that. Older TVs won't have HDMI ARC, so normal HDMI sockets won't work in this case. However, as well as the TV connection, there's also more than adequate provision for music. Beosound Stage features no less than Chromecast, AirPlay 2, Beolink Multiroom and Bluetooth 4.2. So basically it can stream high quality audio from pretty much any mobile device, as well as integrating into an existing B&O wireless multi-room network. And as a cable enthusiast and provider, the bit that interests me is the fact that there are twin RCA input sockets on the back of the speaker, which you may know as phono sockets or kinch sockets, and this allows for a wired input. So my company Sounds Heavenly have already prepared cables to let you use any classic B&O music system going back to around 1960. So any Beosound, Beomaster, Beocenter or Beosystem can connect into this, as well as any brand of turntable, CD player or other music source. So please get in touch via the link in the video description if you'd like more details of how to play your classic music system or turntable through the Beosound Stage. Inside the speaker, things get interesting. Extensive use has been made of digital signal processing, which is one of B&O's fortes, so that there are 4 4-inch bass drivers, 4 mid-range drivers and 3 tweeters for high-pitched tones. So the speaker gives a really rich and deep sound that's not normally possible from such a slim cabinet. The speaker supports Dolby Atmos and Dolby True HD formats, although it's important to stress that these are intended for surround sound systems that have speakers placed all around the room. So the benefits that you would get from a single soundbar using Dolby Atmos and Dolby True HD will be quite limited. However, it's good to know that B&O have thought about compatibility of new sound protocols. The price point of this speaker is also very interesting for B&O, as it comes in at just £1,250 British pounds. And I said that with no intent on irony. That is not cheap for a soundbar, but for a Bang and Olufsen soundbar, with all the style, craftsmanship and digital processing technology that goes in, that is groundbreaking. Now that covers the base model of the speaker with the aluminium trim in 2 different colours, and that goes up to £1,900 British pounds if you go for the stylish smoked oak version. Now personally I prefer the standard aluminium trim, but everyone will have their own style preferences. And on all versions, fabric is by the Danish firm Kvadrat. I hope I've pronounced that right. Please let me know in the comments if I should change that pronunciation. The fabric has a lovely deep texture that matches in really well with other BO Play speakers, and it's acoustically transparent, so it doesn't compromise the sound of the speaker. Now the reason that pricing is actually really good is looking back at the B&O range and how they've priced products in the past. I personally expected Beosound Stage to come in at between £2,000 and £2,500 British pounds. So to see it coming in at basically around half of that is quite exciting for me. I think it's this pricing that will be the key to the success of B&O and also this product. This is the single item in the next couple of years that will open up the doors for Bang and Olufsen and bring them back potentially to being a household name, not just a high-end aspiration for the upper classes. Now despite this relatively low cost in B&O terms, they haven't skimped on features here. It's worth taking a detailed look at the trim and the fixtures and fittings of the speaker. The top edge of the trim houses a really nice subtle touch panel which gives easy access to controls for volume, wireless pairing, track and source selection. This makes Beosound Stage actually a really competent all-in-one music system, as well as a TV soundbar. Remote control is also available via the B&O app, as well as using your own TV remote when connected by the TV's HDMI ARC socket. And one thing that's, however, is notably absent from the speaker is any type of output facility. So there are no output sockets, and there is no option for wireless output. So you can't transmit the sound of this speaker to any other speakers. The reason for this is that it's not intended to form the basis of a surround sound system. So basically you can't start with this speaker as a centre channel and then add side surrounds and rear surrounds afterwards, all controlled from the Beosound Stage. It's just not meant to do that. So there's no Wiser transmission, and there's no RJ45 or PowerLink socket for external speakers. Now my personal view on this is that B&O stores will probably be quite disappointed, and they'll see this as a serious omission by B&O, as their sales models have traditionally been to sell a television or a Beo system with a surround sound processor, and then look to offer the customer further speakers to build their surround sound system a step at a time. Beosound Stage won't let them do that. It would be a one-off single purchase. However, all is not lost. It can still work as part of a wireless B&O multi-room system, so potentially it may bring a new customer into a B&O store who then looks to add Beo Play speakers in other rooms to share the sound around. On a practical level, the speaker can either be wall mounted with the grille facing forwards, or it can stand on a table with the grille facing upwards, and both options are possible straight out of the box without any additional purchase, as the wall mounting collars are actually included with the speaker. I think that's quite a nice touch. As this video is just a first look, I'll be following up very soon with more details and a sound test once the Beosound Stage hits the UK stores. But initially, I've already had a few questions on this, and I thought it could be quite useful to go through these briefly now. So number one, can I connect Beosound Stage to my existing TV or music system? Absolutely, yes. I've already got the cables ready. Even if your TV doesn't have an HDMI ARC socket, we can get it working via the RCA inputs on the speaker, and any classic music system or turntable going back to around 1960 can be converted to plug straight into this. Number two, should I ditch my existing B&O surround sound speakers and replace them with Beosound Stage? The choice is yours, but I would suggest probably not. Although you can potentially do something that B&O have not envisaged with Beosound Stage, which is to add it into an existing surround sound system. I'm going to do some further tests on this once it becomes freely available on the marketplace, but initial tests would suggest that Beosound Stage could work quite well added into an existing surround system. Please get in touch with any questions on that one and watch this space for more information. And the third question I've had is this really B&O's first soundbar? And as I implied at the start of the video, no, it isn't. Beolab 7 speakers, so Beolab 7.1, Beolab 7.2, 7.4 and 7.6 were intended only to work with Beovision 7, Beovision 4 and other B&O TVs. However, one of the things I've done in Sounds Heavenly is to produce an adapter kit that lets them work with any TV that has a headphone socket, and they make superb soundbars. So if you aspire to Beosound Stage but you can't find the funds for it at the moment, I would suggest have a look at a Beolab 7 speaker, get in touch via the link in the video description, and I can help you to get that working as a soundbar on any TV. If you'd like more in-depth information and reviews of Beosound Stage, please subscribe to my channel. There'll be a lot more information coming about this great speaker very soon. And please click on the bell notification. That way you will be the first to hear when I upload new content. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments on the video below, and thank you very much for watching.